Joining us
Thanks.
now, Senator Pete Ricketts from the Senate Budget Committee. Senator Ricketts, great to see you. What's your reaction to David's reporting here?
Yeah, one of the key things to our republic is the belief in the judiciary that it's going to be fair and balanced and treat all parties equally. And when you have activist judges like Boasberg, who, if you go back and look at that allegation from the Justice Department, said that the Trump administration wasn't going to follow orders, and kind of like the New York Times, they always say, he says that without offering any evidence. He never pointed to a time when the Trump administration didn't follow an order. That's because the Trump administration is following orders. But it's clearly undermining the integrity of the judicial branch. Look, these judges are not elected. The president is elected. He gets to say things that judges don't, because the judges are in a different branch of government. They have a different role. And this judge is stepping outside the bounds. And I'm really glad that this administration is taking steps to try to rein this back in. These activist judges are being complicit with the liberal activists who are filing all these cases. I mean, there's been something like 40 or more, nationwide injunctions against the Trump administration in just these first 6 months. Biden had 14 against him, and I don't think there were more than 27 in the whole 20th century. So this really has gotten out of hand. Thank God that the Supreme Court stepped in to say some of these judges can't issue nationwide injunctions. But again, when a judge steps out of line, I think it's great that the Justice Department is trying to hold them accountable.
Yes, Senator, you make an important point. There's an update to the data you just gave. That was really great data that you just gave. There's more than 100 lawsuits and now 50 restraining orders from dozens of federal judges against the Trump White House. So this is basically Judge Boasberg ahead of time, before any of these court orders, before any pushback from the Trump White House. He was basically showing his bias to the U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice, John Roberts, saying, well, Trump officials, they're going to push back on us. So that is the issue, that before any of this action took place in court, he revealed his bias early on. Is that it?
Well, that's part of it. I mean, certainly he is displaying his bias. But think about this. He went to Supreme Court justice and said the Trump administration is going to cause a constitutional crisis, but didn't point to any sort of evidence to how that was going to happen. It was purely his opinion, saying that Trump was not going to follow these orders, contrary to all the evidence and the reality. That is what is really going on here. You have a judge who is clearly trying to influence other judges. It's absolutely inappropriate. And again, I'm very glad that the Justice Department is pushing back against this.
Thank you so much, Senator Ricketts. Appreciate you. It's good to see you again.